All right, striking a cautious tone, the Congresswoman-elect from New York, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who seems to be getting a lot of attention, not even in the Congress yet, raising concerns over Amazon's second headquarters being located in Queens, New York, Long Island City. Here's her quote. Amazon's a billion-dollar company. The idea that it will receive hundreds of millions of dollars in tax breaks at a time when our subway's crumbling and our communities need more investment, not less, is extremely concerning to residents here. And she had a few other tweets as well. Gary Kaltbaum, who rejoins us on this. Presumably, I don't want to put words in your mouth to say maybe this is a little economically misguided. What do you make of the Congresswoman's issues with Amazon coming into New York?
You know, I did an interview with the biggest radio station in Chicago today talking about this. And after telling them what the politicians in Long Island City have been saying, you know what they said in Chicago? Please send Amazon here.
Yeah, give us, right. Yeah, we want it. Yep.
Look, I can promise you cities will line up. This is one of the great brand name corporations in the world. Imagine saying 25,000 jobs paying $150,000 a year. You know what that means for restaurants and retail and schools and doctors and lawyers and accountants and everything else under the sun? It is a virtuous cycle. You know, I used to be socialist. I know they're economically illiterate, but insanity, I guess, comes with it. And by the way, it's not just her. It's councilmen who've been talking about it. You've had a state senator come out and say, we don't want this. They're actually going to do a rally against this. I don't even know what to say about this.
I mean, like Mark Warner is a senator, also a Democrat, but he has a background in business. He put a statement out and he said he was all in favor of it for Northern Virginia as an example. So it's not everybody, but it is this kind of new wave of thinking, which seems kind of counterproductive. You're right about that. Now, you know, you talk about economic impact stories. Sometimes we see, you know, like if it's a sporting event, for example, coming to an area, we say, oh, that's only short term, and at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter much. But this is a permanent move. You got these salaries there. The Journal did a great story today on real estate, people buying up apartments in Long Island City, just basically on spec and being like, well, Amazon's coming, and the prices are through the roof. So this is a pretty good move, you would think, for both of these areas.
Have anybody really heard of the words Long Island City before this week? I know it's famous up there, but not around the country. It puts them on the map. It's not just about Amazon. It's about the next company that may think about this. And by the way, all this talk they always complain about spending, and they use the term investments. It is a great investment to bring a company like this.
So you think that's the argument, right? It's like, is it worth $1 billion, or whatever it is, over $1 billion? So you think it's worth it in these tax breaks and tax incentives? Because that, I guess, would be the argument against it, that it's corporate welfare, that we're giving handouts to these companies who don't need it, quote unquote. But you say, no, that is worth it in this case.
Hell yes, because you're talking about long-term growth. Long-term growth. And Amazon's already talked about investing $5 billion into the area. Again, I use the term virtuous cycle. You start something and it leads to the next and the next. And if there are areas that may be dilapidated in Long Island City, they get built up. And all of a sudden you have shopping malls and Starbucks and things like that. It just turns into greatness. And the amazing thing to sit back and say, no, we don't want this, is absolutely crazy. And again, as I said it best, 200 cities will line up tomorrow if they tell if Long Island City tells them to take a flight.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, to be fair to Long Island City, it's been up and coming now for a while. It's actually, and it should have been forever, because you get great views looking across the East River. But you're right, years ago it was beat up, but it's been up and coming forever. I mean, for the last few years, and now this will even help it more. So anyway,
no doubt. My main point was that you know, not a lot of people know about them, but now they will. And it's on the map.
Northern Virginia as well. Good to see you, Gary. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.